Okay, chapter 7. So this is a two-step problem. I'm going to add 7 to each side. These cancel out. 2a equals negative 15 plus 7 is negative 8. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So a equals negative 4. Make sure you box your answer in. Number 2, I'm going to subtract 15 from each side. So 3 minus 15 is negative 12 equals negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 6. These two negatives make a positive 2, so it's 2 equals x. Number 3, I'm going to subtract 10 from each side. So it's c over 4 equals 8. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. So this cancels out, so I have c equals 32. And then number 4, the decimals, I'm going to subtract 3.4 from both sides. So 1.5y equals 7.9 minus 3.4 is 4.5. Divide both sides by 1.5 and you get y equals 3. And then number 5, I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So we have 2/3 y equals 14. So you're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. So 3 over 2 is the reciprocal over here. So 14 over 1 times 3 over 2 is 21. And then number 8, add 7 to each side. So it's 15 equals 3x. X equals 5. And then number 7, got to combine like terms. So 9m's minus 5m's is 4m's. So 4m's equals 4. So m equals 1. And then be careful with your sign. So negative 2y minus y is negative 3y's. So I subtract 6. This cancels out. Make sure you bring down a negative 3y equals 6. So y equals negative 2. And then 9, just another fraction. So you're going to subtract 5 from each side. So 2/3 q equals 12. So then you multiply both sides by the reciprocal. 3 over 2 times 3 over 2. So q equals 18. And then number 10, you can either do the distributive property, but I'm just going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 4. This cancels out, so you're going to have b minus 12 equals 32. So add 12 to each side. b equals 44. And then 11, you add 3. So 1.06x equals 3.71. And divide both sides by 1.06. So when you calculate, I'm going to do 3.71 divided by 1.06, get 3.5. So it's 3.5. And then number 12, I'm going to zoom on this. There's a lot going on here. So number 12, you need to distribute. So it's going to be negative 10. Don't forget to distribute to the second one. Minus 12c and add 16 equals negative 90. So now you combine like terms. Negative 10 plus 16 is 6. So 6 minus 12c equals negative 90. Then I subtract 6 from each side. So it's negative 12c equals negative 96. And at the end, you divide by negative 12. So 96 divided by 12 is 8. So c equals positive 8. And then number 13, you got x's on both sides. So if I have x's on both sides, I want to get them to one side. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides because I want the number on the constant on the opposite side. These two cancel out, so I have 33 equals 11x, divide by 11. x equals 3 is my answer. And then 14, first I want to combine like terms. So I have 2a's and negative 3a's is negative 1a's. Minus 24 equals 5a. I have the constant on the left-hand side, so I'm going to add 1a to both sides. So it's going to be negative 24 equals 6a's, and then divide both sides by 6. A equals negative 4. And then number 15, I want to get my x's on the same side. So I'm going to add 5x because I don't want to deal with negatives to each side. So if I have my x's on this side, I want to get my number on the other side. So I'm going to subtract 7 from each side. So I'm going to have 10x. These two cancel out. These two cancel out. And 19 minus 7 is 12. So I divide both sides by 10. So you can either write x equals 1.2 or 6/5, because 12/10 reduces to 6/5. And then number 16, we're going to do the distributive property. So when you distribute this, it'll be 10 minus 5x. So I want to get my x's on the same side. So I like to get rid of the negatives, so I'm going to add 5x to each side. This cancels out, so I have 4x plus 5x is 9x minus 26 equals 10. And then I'm going to add 26 to both sides. So it's going to be 9x's equals, these two cancel out, 36, so x equals 4. And then 17, I need to distribute a property, so it's going to be distribute. So it's going to be 8b plus 24 equals 4b's minus 4. So then I'm going to get my b's on the same side. So I subtract 4b's from each side. So if I have my b's on the left-hand side, I'm going to want to get rid of this and put it on the right-hand side. So I'm going to subtract 24 from each side. So then over here you'll have 4b, but these will cancel out and these will cancel out. Negative 4 minus 24 is negative 28. And then divide by 4. So b equals negative 7. Okay, and then a word problem. A rental car company charges $35 a day plus $1.15 per mile. A customer's bill or total was $117.15 for a 2-day rental. How many miles did the customer drive? So our variable is m, miles. We know the bill was 117, so it's going to be 117. Oops, I'm going to erase that. So it's going to be 117.15. 117.15 equals the cost per day, but we're going for 2 days, so it's going to be $70 plus the cost per mile, which is 115 m. Because we're doing a 2-day rental, that's why we have $70, because 35 times 2 is 70. So to solve for m, you're going to subtract 70 from each side. So I'm going to do 117.15 minus 70, and I get $47.15 equals 1.15 m. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 1.15, and I get 41 miles. So don't forget to put a unit on. 41 miles. Okay, suppose you are helping prepare a meal. You can peel 2 carrots per minute. So this is kind of your rate. You need 60 carrots. How long will it take you if you already have peeled 18 carrots? Peeled is P-E-E-L-E-D. Okay, so if you've already peeled 18 carrots, you already started with 18. You want 60, but you start with 18, and you add 2 carrots per minute. So 2 carrots per minute. Because it says how long, so that means that minutes or time is going to be your variable. So 60 equals 18 plus 2m. So I subtract 18 from each side, and I get 42 equals 2m. So m equals 21 minutes, because the question is how long. And then number 20, Reed has $365 in his bank account. He withdraws, so that means you take out $12 per week for private soccer lessons. If he now has $269 in his bank account, how many soccer lessons did he have? So our variable is going to be how many soccer lessons. So let that be L. So withdraws means you're taking away. You're losing, so you're subtracting. So he started out with 365. And, well, I'm going to erase that. Never mind. I'll change this here. Okay. I don't want to put this equal sign right here. I'll just cross it out. Okay. So he now has, so what he has now is $269. He started with 365, but he subtracted $12 per week. So he's taking $12 per week of lessons. So we can write 12L, so minus 12L. $12 per lesson week. So now I'm going to subtract 365 from each side. So 269 minus 365 is negative 96 equals negative 12L. So I divide both sides by negative 12. 96 divided by 12 is 8, so we had 8 lessons. Okay, then at the end, solve each equation and graph the solution. So you want to get m by itself, and whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you need to change the inequality. So this we're dividing by a positive, so we don't change it. So it's m is greater than 2. So you make an open dot at 2 and shade to the right. Okay, 22. You add 1. So negative 9z, this cancels out, is greater than or equal to 27. So then you're dividing by negative 9. I didn't leave myself much room. This is going to change. So it's going to be z is less than or equal to, now 27 divided by negative 9 is negative 3. So you make a closed dot at negative 3. Numbers that are less than it go this way. And then the last one, you subtract 8 from each side. So it's negative 2/3 b less than or equal to negative 6. Now you're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is negative 3/2. This cancels. B is greater than, we got to change it because we're multiplying by a negative. Negative 6/1 times negative 3/2 is positive 9. So you make a closed dot at positive 9, and greater than or equal to is going to the right.